So what's the most useless training you've seen people do when it comes to depth?
Oh shit.
What's up guys, welcome to Freedive Passion. Today Gus, Brian, Andreas and I are going to discuss the type of training that we see people do. And for these people, their goal is depth, to increase their depth. But this type of training is actually not very useful for that goal.
Training always has this reflection of thinking, what kind of a process is this, and how come or how to organize it in such a way that it brings me in a certain direction. It's kind of a really technical thing. So what is done a lot as training is performing, and to make performance, which is like a competition simulation, successful training, you have to approach it really smart. This is kind of a specialty for advanced and experienced athletes, or their coaches better. And a few athletes also pull it off by themselves, but for most people it's too advanced to make a competition simulation a good training.
If you're going to train something, there needs to be some sort of point behind the training, some like idea, and the training should simulate some part of the dive which you need to work on specifically. So for me, when it comes to static, there's absolutely no reason that anybody should do full lung static when their goal is to increase their depth. About maybe like 2% of a real dive, you're going to have full lungs. If you're a diver who goes to considerable depths, the vast majority of your dive will be below your residual volume, so you'll actually have less air in your lungs than what you could physically breathe out. So to train your static on full lungs is training yourself to get used to doing breath holds on full lungs, which is absolutely not how it's going to feel when you do an actual dive. If you did want to train static, maybe to build up your carbon dioxide tolerance and get more used to the edge to breathe, or even to train hypoxic, to do hypoxic training, then it would make much more sense to do it on empty lung. One, you're simulating how it's going to actually feel during a dive. Two, you also get to train relaxing your stomach and respiratory muscles. Three, if you want to train hypoxia, the training is going to be much faster because you'll become hypoxic sooner. And for your CO2 tolerance, the same thing. So for me, full lung static is a total waste of time. Go empty lung.
The most useless training for depth is doing long hangs before you actually do a deep dive. I mean, why go on the end of a line, say 30, 40, 50 meters? One, let's not even consider the dangers of that and the risks you're putting yourself under, but then the amount of nitrogen that you load into your body then just before you then try and do a deep dive, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
I think that there is no nonsense training. The training is training. It could be wrong timing. Yes. So, because in most of the cases, people come up with very logical ways of training particular things, but sometimes the timing is not quite right. So then I would call it a nonsense training, when the timing is wrong, so, and if people didn't do a very very detailed analytical diagnosis of the aspects that they need to prioritize, let's say, then it's a nonsense training. As an example, somebody that has a problem with relaxation keeps working on equalization. So this is a nonsense training for me. They keep drilling equalization stuff, you know. But all they need to do is focus on relaxation, focusing on their breathe up, on the even attention. Yes, so they would need to work with their focus, you know, and instead of that, they just keep fucking smashing, harassing their balloons and doing different type of relaxation in tension while stressed out, you know. So this for me is a nonsense. The biggest nonsense, right?
That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of the video. I just want to thank Gus, Brian and Andreas for, you know, giving me their time and sharing their experience with us. If you like the video, then like, share, subscribe. If you want to find out about coaching or the workshops I have coming up, then you can check out the website and drop me an email. And until next time, guys, take it easy and dive safe.